Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the series where I'm recreating Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex from Security Breach in Minecraft. In the last episode we finished up the main Pizzaplex build by constructing the Roxy Raceway and the Glamrock Beauty Salon, but in this episode we are going to be moving on to the first basement level. Before we get into the video, I'd quickly like to let you guys know that we are nearing the 50,000 subscribers milestone, so if you do enjoy this video then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to help support the channel throughout this build. So without any further ado, let's get on to building the kitchen and main loading dock area. With the main attractions of the Pizzaplex completed, it is now time that we change our focus onto the basements that are underneath the location. Though it may not look like there's a lot going on underneath the location, there are so many compact tunnels and rooms that span all around the underside of the Pizzaplex. Starting with the first basement level, I decided it would be best to begin with the kitchen and main loading dock as they are the biggest rooms in the first basement level. This build spreads out over a large area and contains many utility rooms including the kitchen, a laundromat, the staff quarters, and even a small storage room that leads down into the sewers. Even if the basements are a lot more dark and gloomy than the bright pizzeria up above, there is still an abundance of supplies scattered around to serve a purpose for the entire location. Like usual, however, every room, hallway, and prop has been marked out to help the construction of this area, meaning it is now time to get started on the build. So let's not waste any more time and begin with the first time lapse. So with that first time-lapse now finished, we can now see the direction that this build is heading in. Starting on the ground floor, both kitchens that are behind the atrium snack bar are now here and have the utilities required to cook and serve the food to the customers who stop by. The hallway that connects the kitchens all together even has the elevator that leads down into the first basement that links all the staff stations spread around the level. The hallway that leads from the entrance into the basement connects the main staff cafeteria that has been torn through, possibly the result of one of Chica's hunger rampages. Leading out of the cafeteria, however, is a corner room that connects to a small storage hallway that contains many forklifts and boxes for containing supplies for the location. Though the hallways in the basement are very compact, it leaves plenty of space for the forklifts to carry items from the storage warehouse down to the main loading dock area that sits at the very front of the Pizzaplex. This large open room is pretty empty, however it acts like a main hub for the basement as it connects to the kitchen rooms and the staff quarters on the other side. With the first part of this build finished, the basement has been split in half, leaving the staff quarters and the kitchen to remain. The staff quarters has a lot more going on with it than the bland industrial hallways that we have built so far, and covers an even larger area than the main kitchen build. So let's get back into building and continue with this section of the basement. And with that shorter time-lapse wrapped up, a lot of work has been completed. The specific half of the basement transforms from the large open storage warehouses and becomes tight and narrow hallways that snake around the main rooms of the basement. Because of the branching hallways that connect all of the rooms together, it is very easy to get lost in this first basement, especially with all of the doors that loop around the same hallways and rooms. All of the contents of this half of the basement are all in place, from the small vent repair Easter egg to the larger laundry room to the locker and shower filled hallways where Chica prowls while chasing the player. While it was a challenge to put as much detail as possible into these crammed rooms, the results show off what working under the Pizzaplex would be like, as trash and maintenance pipes are littered in every corner. However, it is now time that we change our focus onto the main part of the build of the first basement and begin work on the kitchen. While the kitchen itself is not very big, the surrounding areas contain many different rooms, such as the storage space and the security office that watches over the kitchen. There is even a catwalk that leads from the office into a larger room that is filled with multiple containment tanks while sewage is flooding the floor. Finally, there is a small room that the player lands inside after they crawl through the ventilation system that sits next to the salads and sides booth in the corner of the atrium. So to finish up this video, let's get into one last time lapse and finish work on the first basement level. And with that, the main builds for the first basement level are now all completed. The kitchen is of course the main point of interest, as it contains the multiple rows of stations for cooking and even has the trash compactor that lies in the corner. To show off the true state of life underneath the Pizzaplex, look no further than the room filled with the large storage tanks, as this room is undoubtedly in the worst condition than any other room in the level. It was definitely a big change moving from the massive rooms of the Pizzaplex compared to building mainly narrow corridors that span around a large area, occasionally connecting to more open rooms. Though the basements are not as bright and exciting to look at, there is still plenty of decorations and utilities that are spread around each one of the different rooms of the level. This is just the beginning of the journey underneath the Pizzaplex, as all of the locations are only going to get more dark and gloomy from here on out. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this video, as a lot of time and effort went into this part of the build. If you did enjoy this video, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel, so that way you can help support me throughout the rest of this build. But hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will of course see you in my next video.